Hello everyone, I'm Blue Noise ZZ and you're watching the final review for Melty Blood Actress Again Current Code for Fighters Tryouts. And I will say, my run with Melty Blood was a great run. I used a lot of characters, I got to experience a lot more about them, and I got out of my comfort zone and used a lot of characters who I thought I wouldn't use at all in this game. But I will say the meta game for Melty Blood Actress Again Current Code is fantastic. It's a little more difficult to combo in the game because you have to do so much, such as like comboing your character until they actually jump up in the air into something sort of a launcher. There are a lot of certain moves in the games that act like launchers that will immediately allow you to jump into the air and do a lot of extensive combos with character to character. Not all the characters can do that. Some characters are more ground based than they are with aerial. Some are tactic, some are keep away, and some are well all around. But the game was really great. The music was fantastic. The backgrounds, the art, the design, the meta game in particular, with all the different kinds of crazy moves and the characters and so as well as the different personalities and different versions of the characters as well in the game, was so fantastic. And that's what makes Melty Blood Actress Again Current Code such a great game. That kind of puts itself in its own league in a sense, and so that's why I like Melty Blood so much, because it's so unique and it's so original. It's not really copying any other game. I would say maybe kind of like maybe BlazBlue or Guilty Gear in a sense, but really Melty Blood kind of stands on its own 2 feet. But let's get right down into it. Coming in at number 5 for the top 5 who I will see in this, who I will use in this game. Coming in at number 5 would be Michael Rowe of Bottom Jump. Michael Rowe, he was a pretty darn good character. Excuse me. He was a pretty darn good character to use. He had a lot of keep away moves depending on which moon that you use, but he was completely lightning based as well. If you use, I think maybe half moon or full moon, he would have the orbs, and you can actually trap or play keep away with your opponent. And in some senses, or most of the sense, you can actually use that as well to an extent to actually combo in the air. And for what I've learned is that using Michael Rowe's thunder traps, or the orbs in a sense, if you're comboing in the air, you can actually set off one orb and then another and then another, and you can keep comboing off of it. And that's what makes Michael Rowe such a good character. He was also very maneuverable as well, which makes him such a good character when it comes to dodging attacks and coming in for the steal and try to kill your opponents quickly. His damage scale as well, when it comes to using his supers or his specials or whatever, Michael Rowe was really well balanced. He wasn't as overpowering. He's not as overpowering as you would think he would be with all his lightning based attacks as well as his super. But Michael Rowe, he's a really good, well-rounded character for a character who plays keep away, putting in traps, and has good aerial combo game as well as ground-based attacks. Coming in at number 4, I'll have to pretty much put in Tonoshiki. Tonoshiki, he was pretty good, but he didn't really have that many moves to pretty much support him as much as the next character who I'm going to say next. Tonoshiki, he's pretty basic. He's kind of like the Ryu of this game to me. He's pretty basic. He doesn't have that many special moves, but you can pretty much support him with the moveset he already has. Pretty much give him a good amount of attacks and put in a lot of damage with his opponents, depending on which moon that you use. But he really didn't give much because he's such a basic character, which kind of sets him different from the Nanayoshi, who comes in at number 3. Nanayoshi, he's pretty darn good in a sense. He's a really speedy character, and he's a lot more maneuverable than I would say of that of Michael Rowe of Bottom Jump. Nanayoshi, he is completely fast in this game. He also has an anti-air ability that just like Tonoshiki. But his anti-air ability is not only just that, but it can knock his opponent back to the ground, keeping him from being in the air for so long. as well as having a lot of blade attacks, and his art drive finish is really deadly as well, because if you don't block it correctly, you will get caught off guard with it, and you will automatically lose against his art drive finish. So it's pretty much a game of pretty much keeping up with him, seeing what he's pretty much make sure you're able to stand up to what he's being able to offer. Coming in at number 2, it will be Powered Seal. I love Powered Seal so much in this game, but she is not the #1 character for me. Powered Seal, going in from moon to moon with Powered Seal. Powered Seal did give a lot as a character, but the only downside is that she's really slow, and she can be punished really well if you're not paying attention and you're not playing keep away as well with your opponent. She does have a lot of keep away moves with her full moon with the rockets, and as well as using that piece of rock that you can throw at your opponents, as well as using her lightning attacks. But she can be really punished from move to move that she uses, and which kind of puts her defense at very low. But she has a great attack output, which gives a lot of damage if you know how to combo from move to move. Especially with her low dragon punch, what goes into a Shoryuken in a sense with her sword or her weapon, and she can do a dive kick immediately after, which goes in for good combo games, as well as bouncing it back off into the air, which I've attempted multiple times in the previous episode. But Powered Seal is not the one I would call my #1 best in this game. But my #1 best that I would consider in this game would have to be Aoko. I really loved Aoko a lot because she had a lot to give for a mage character who became sort of like a Street Fighter character in a sense. She also has some, my personal favorite, kind of like a Doom property as well from like the Marvel vs. series. But Aoko, she gave a lot to me, and she had a lot of moves that pretty much kept her opponents bound to either one end of the screen, but also she had a great damage output as well as a great defense as well. She had a lot of moves that can be used for defense, such as setting up orbs or using the orb one of her orb specials, excuse me, for her shielding type attacks. She also has a lot of parrying moves as well, sort of like Ryogi Shiki with one of her supers, where if you hit it, you pretty much get parried back and you take a lot of damage. But Aoko, she had a great deal of moves that pretty much make her such a great character, and she had a lot of moves that pretty much helped support her, just to make sure if one move failed, then another move would come up right afterwards, and you can pretty much follow up from attack to attack, which made Aoko my #1 best character in this game. But that's why I love Aoko so much, because she had so many moves. She has a lot of anti-air moves, which makes her an ideal character for me, because I like to keep my opponents on the ground and not have them control the air so much. But that's why I love Aoko so much, because she has great air. She had a lot of great anti-air moves. She had a lot of projectile attacks, I will say at least. But she was a great character, and she kind of plays that role sort of like a Street Fighter character, and that's why I kind of personally like her, because she is so darn cool in this game, and her personality and so forth and so forth. But that's why I would consider Aoko from Melty Blood Actress Again, or the entire Melty Blood series, as my #1 best character in the entire game, and who I would use in sort of like an online based community or in an online setting. But that's it for this review, and be sure to check out for the next episode of the Fighters Tryouts. I still have not decided what game I will play next, but when I do, it will be posted, and I hope those who see what game I will be playing, I hope you're excited. But that's it for this final review for Melty Blood Actress Again Current Code for the first 8 episodes of Fighters Tryouts. Until next time, I'm Blue Noise, over and out.